If you're expecting a teched out, spec'd out review for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, best be clicking away and swiping away, because this ain't that video. But we are going to be talking about 6 things I really like about the Osmo Pocket 3 and one thing that I wish they would do in the next version or maybe a firmware update. The number one thing I like about the DJI Pocket 3 is its size. Now, obviously, we are rigged out. This thing is massive, but with one click of a button, this thing is pocket size. It is a true pocket camera. For reference, here is the Sony ZV-E10. And this also fits in my pocket. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. The Pocket 3 can actually fit in this little tiny pocket in my jacket if I can get it in there. For reference, here is the cell phone. Let's look at the size comparison. Now, obviously, this thing is going to be a little bit more wider than a cell phone. So now let's talk about usability. The fact that this thing is so small and so much smaller than this ZV-E10, I end up using it more. One of those things that you never consider when you're purchasing a camera. How often am I going to use this camera? That is mostly why I end up reaching for my cell phone versus bringing along my Canon EOS R or my A7C or the ZV-E10. I can use this in like 5 seconds. And like the app is a pleasure to use, and usually I'm a hater on DJI apps. The touchscreen is super bright. It's just so easy to use. The gimbal works, like everything works. So if it works, I'm gonna use it. And here's how fast it actually boots up in real time. Screen is on, gimbal is on, mic is connected. It tells you that the mic's connected with those little audio bars up here. And now I'm ready to record. That like took no time. And if you want to even go faster when we're recording, you can swipe down, hit that little button on the top right corner and enable screen record and capture. And this will auto record when you turn on the gimbal. For me to do that with a professional camera or to get good quality on this cell phone, I'd have to reach out, pop in my mic, turn on the app. I'm not recording, I'm missing the moment. This thing, if it's on me, I'm not missing any moments. So the usability is muy bueno, chef's kiss, whatever you want to call it. It's fast, guys. The third thing I want to talk about is the modular aspect of this system. Right now, I'm on a monopod. I have it rigged up to a cage. I got the mics on these cold shoe adapters. I got a little top handle. I'm able to go handheld. I can show up to a professional shoot and charge my clients. I have all these little accessories, and there are a lot of accessories, guys. There's even ND filters for this thing. I went a little crazy on the accessories, but I love the fact that this thing is super modular and just super easy to rig out and customize. So if you like rigging out your camera gear, then this is a camera that lets you do it. Number 4, because of all these 3 things, this camera is adaptable, it's versatile, I can put it in weird locations, I can go top down, I can put it in my fridge, I can get low angle shots, I can get sort of like jib shots and stuff like that, gimbal shots, slow motion. Like I've seen people rig this thing on a car. It's probably not as versatile as a GoPro because it's not waterproof, but this thing is pretty damn versatile. The 5th thing I want to talk about is the image and the audio quality. Check it out. This is an example of how the DJI looks in our studio. There's Austin, it's his birthday, but I'm just basically going around using this as a behind the scenes clip. Now you will see some up and down shake because this is not a 5-axis stabilized gimbal. It's just a regular gimbal. So you're gonna have to do the ninja walk if you want smooth footage, but it is pretty good. Like you can see me go in and out of just the scene, and it's catching focus really well. And what I really like about it is how the highlights and the contrast look. You do have to tweak it a little bit. There's me, Austin's coming back in. There he is. There he is. Oh, I was really surprised on how great this image is from this tiny little sensor. I mean, look how good this is. This also doubles as a webcam. You basically plug in the USB-C via USB-C, and you basically choose webcam, or in this case, I'm using it to grab the files. There's the stuff we just shot, and it just opens up like a hard drive, and now we have our files. And how easy is this thing? And the last thing I want to talk about well, second to the last thing. This thing is so much fun. This thing is so much fun to use. I end up just using it and I'm like smiling, and I can't remember the last time I actually had fun with a new camera. I feel like some of these updates with Apple and GoPro and just like some of these action cameras are the same thing over and over. This thing is actually one of the funnest cameras I've ever used. It's super innovative. It's super adaptable to any situation. So it's just fun to use and it works. If it works, it's fun. Okay, I actually lied. There's one more thing and it's not really a con. It's more of, I wish they would do this in a firmware update, or I wish they would do this in the next version, but I hope they do it in a firmware update so I don't have to buy a new camera. HDMI out. If there's a way I can go HDMI out into like a little monitor or even a big screen TV, it would help me because that's how I film. Like right now I have the Canon EOS R hooked up to my computer monitor. I'm using that as a monitor. I just find it easier to film when I have a bigger monitor because I'm getting older and my eyes aren't what they used to be. So if you guys know any way to hook this up via HDMI, maybe it's USB-C, maybe there's an app, let me know in the comments. And that's pretty much it, guys. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Make sure to sub and like.